Chosen One. What I'm about to speak is not just another video. This is divine intervention in the truest sense. God is reaching out. This is the third time the signal's been sent. You did not arrive here by accident. The Holy Spirit guided you to this moment. There is a shift happening in the unseen realm, and your name is written on it. You have been praying. You have been crying out. You have asked, God, where are you? And now heaven is answering. But this time, God is not whispering. He is shouting, because this message is your final warning before the breakthrough or the breakdown. Everything you've sensed, the restlessness in your soul, the strange signs, the repeating numbers, the people suddenly leaving your path, none of it is accidental. It is God repositioning you, rewiring your destiny. You are not losing, you are being moved. But listen closely, only those truly chosen will stay with this until the end. Others will scroll away. They'll feel uneasy. They won't go beyond this point. But if you're still here, still reading, still listening, that very fact declares your belonging to the chosen. As Scripture declares, you did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, fruit that will last. From John 15:16. Pause for a moment. Breathe. This is your moment. Before we plunge into this life-changing message, take a beat. If you're watching this video, tap the like button. Hit subscribe so we can push this beyond 95,000 souls. Comment the number 99 because this number carries spiritual resonance. Let it send a signal throughout the universe, amplifying the energy of this message. God is saying, I've sent this before, but you weren't ready. This is the third and final time. Listen now, or risk missing what's coming next. If your spirit is stirring, stay. Do not click away. Keep reading until the end, because the truth being revealed will confirm everything your heart has been sensing. Your life is about to change forever. There are moments in life when a message feels too persistent to ignore. It strikes again and again with such power that you know it is no accident. Picture this. You hear a whisper once, then a second time. But when it echoes a third time with the same intensity, you no longer wonder. You understand. This is urgent, divine, unstoppable. That is exactly what is transpiring here. 3 times the call has come from heaven. Each time unseen, forces tried to silence it, hide it, push it aside. But 3 times it returned stronger, clearer, louder than before. Think about the weight of a triple message. In spiritual language, 3 often signals completeness, divine perfection. When God repeats the same truth 3 times, this is an unshakable mandate. The universe itself aligns to ensure it breaks through the noise and lands in your soul. Wherever you are, no matter what walls surround you, this is a wake-up call, louder than any storm. A cosmic alarm bell ringing with unstoppable force. This is not random. It's not a fleeting thought. It is a powerful announcement, an edict from the heavenly realm breaking through the silence that has kept many waiting. The fact that this message refuses to be silenced is a testimony to its importance. You are about to participate in a divine awakening, one that will ripple through your spirit, your reality, and the very fabric of time itself. There comes a moment when the creative force behind the universe says, enough is enough. For too long, heaven's voice has been muted by fear, doubt, distraction, chaos. But now that silence has shattered. God is speaking with authority undeniable. This message will not be muted. It is not merely a call, it is a command that transcends every obstacle. Picture a powerful storm breaking through a long drought, an unstoppable flood that revitalizes the land. That is what this proclamation is. It shakes both the spiritual and physical realms. It leaves no space for hesitation or disbelief. The heavens lean in closer, piercing the static of modern life, so that every soul ready to hear will hear. This is not fear, it is hope, not defeat, it is empowerment. Whatever darkness has held you captive, whatever seasons of doubt you've endured, the light of heaven will not be delayed. The force behind this message is greater than any opposition, and it is coming to awaken every hidden place in your heart. There is a veil between the spiritual and the natural world, a barrier that has kept divine power at bay from everyday life. But now the veil is tearing, slowly yet surely. Heaven is bleeding into earth with raw intensity. This isn't metaphorical fluff, it's a seismic shift in reality. You may begin to notice the impossible feels within reach. Miracles brush against your daily routine. Imagine that tearing veil like dawn breaking after a long night. The darkness has not gone, but the first rays of light blaze through. When heaven's energy leaks into earth, it disrupts the familiar, shakes the foundations of normal, opens doors once locked tight. This bleeding of divine presence is uncomfortable for some, but exhilarating for those whose eyes can see and ears can hear. It means what you once thought of as purely spiritual is now crossing over into the natural, intangible ways. Expect the unexpected. Through unexplainable moments, sudden peace in the midst of chaos, breakthroughs in your personal journey, heaven's influence becomes visible. This is no coincidence. It's a new season of divine intervention. Perhaps you've noticed odd things lately, glitches in technology, sudden weather shifts, dreams that feel prophetic. These are not random events. The physical world is mirroring the spiritual upheaval beneath the surface. As creation recalibrates itself, adjusting to a new divine frequency, the earthly realm responds. Science tells us the universe is energy, vibration, frequency. When heaven begins to change its signal, earth picks it up. A power outage, a flicker of light in the sky, a vivid dream, they could be the spiritual pulse syncing with your reality. These signs are God's way of saying, pay attention. The cosmic download is happening. Your spirit is being prepared. These glitches, these signs, they are invitations to awaken, to lean into faith, to embrace the shift happening not just around you but within you. They are spiritual breadcrumbs guiding those who are awake to a new destiny crafted by divine hands. There is a new vibration in the air, subtle, undeniable, a shift in the atmosphere you cannot ignore once you become aware. The frequency of heaven itself is rising, tuning the earth to a higher spiritual wavelength. This isn't a feeling reserved for mystics or prophets. It is a pulse that touches the hearts of those who are ready. Have you ever noticed moments when time speeds up, conversations flow with unusual clarity, events align perfectly? That is the rising frequency in action. It's the universe moving with intention, rearranging circumstances to bring your purpose into focus. For the spiritually awake, this is the hum of heaven's machinery powering up. This frequency is more than spiritual jargon. It is the actual signal that will awaken your soul's deepest desires and ignite your destiny. If you feel restless, energized, or unusually hopeful, it's because you are tuning in. Don't resist. Lean in. Heaven invites you to ride the tide of transformation. Every major awakening in history has been marked by a hidden few, chosen ones who carried their faith quietly through the darkest seasons. They held on when no one watched. They believed when the world doubted. Now the time for hiding ends. The shadows recede, the chosen step into light. Think of these chosen ones as seeds planted deep in soil, nourished by trial and quiet prayers, now ready to bloom spectacularly. They won't seek fame. They will become beacons of change. Their influence will spread through business, art, leadership, and across spheres where heaven's authority restores balance in a broken world. This emergence isn't about personal success. It's spiritual destiny fulfilled. If you have felt unseen, underestimated, take courage. You are being elevated. The world is about to acknowledge the power and purpose God placed within you. Your season of quiet preparation gives way to a powerful new chapter. Behind the scenes of this awakening, unseen forces are at work. Angels, divine operatives dispatched to protect, guide, open doors for the faithful. They are not just figures of ancient stories. They actively participate in spiritual warfare and in enacting divine plans. Imagine an army of light moving invisibly through your life, clearing obstacles, paving the way for breakthroughs you never dared dream. These angels work unseen, but the impact is unmistakable when doors fling open, protection springs up in perilous moments, when your life shifts with divine precision. Know this and let it fill you with courage. Divine support surrounds you, empowering you to step boldly into your calling. These intensities are not exaggerations, they are real. Mark this. Before this season ends, a spiritual earthquake will shake your reality's foundations. This is not disaster. It is a rupture that clears away old limits to awaken dormant power within you. Just as physical earthquakes reshape landscapes, this spiritual tremor will set the stage for transformation. You'll feel subtle things first. A long-standing struggle broken, a shift in relationships, a surge of hope where there was despair. The energy around you will change dramatically. The status quo will be disrupted. Accelerated fulfillment of God's promises is underway. This is your invitation. Rise, embrace the shift, move confidently into what heaven has prepared. Prepare emotionally and spiritually. This is not a time for fear, it is for faith. The spiritual quake shakes loose what no longer serves you, making space for new blessings, new opportunities, a new level of divine favor. One of heaven's most profound principles is reversal. What was last will suddenly be first. If you have endured delays, setbacks, seasons of waiting, get ready for a dramatic turnaround. The divine plan rewrites your story, flips the script in ways that defy human logic, but echo God's justice and grace. Think of biblical examples: the underdog becoming victor, the weak becoming strong, the overlooked rising to prominence. Your life is about to mirror these divine reversals. What seemed lost or impossible is now within reach. The tables are turning because heaven is intervening in your timeline. This reversal isn't mere fortune, it is testimony. Faith and endurance are never in vain. The last will not just catch up, they will surpass. Be ready to receive what was promised. It is arriving with unstoppable momentum. In the midst of all this, the world as you know it may feel unstable. Political unrest, social upheaval, unforeseen crises may shake your environment. Yet, despite the chaos, there is a promise for those anchored in faith. You will stand firm. This stability isn't self-made. It's supernatural strength granted by heaven. Imagine a tree planted beside rushing waters. Floods rise, winds blow fiercely, but the tree remains unmoved. That is the posture you're being called to adopt. Root yourself in the unchanging truth of God's promises. No matter how wild the storm, you will not be shaken. This is a time to embrace courage, resilience, peace. The world may quake, but you will stand. Your faith will be your fortress. Trust in the divine plan, your anchor. Have you noticed how events in your life seem to be speeding up? The acceleration code is active, a divine phenomenon where time itself bends to favor those who held on through long seasons. What once took years may now unfold in weeks or months. Doors once locked swing open overnight. This acceleration is a sacred gift, a heavenly response to perseverance and loyalty. Think of it like a cosmic fast-forward button pushing you toward your destiny at extraordinary speed. Conversations, opportunities, breakthroughs will converge in perfect alignment, creating momentum that feels thrilling and overwhelming. The key is to stay focused and ready. When time accelerates, hesitation can cost you everything. Move with intention. Trust the process. Embrace the rapid unfolding of your purpose. We are entering a season of clear spiritual separation, a dividing line between those awake to divine realities and those still asleep to heaven's deeper workings. This isn't about judgment, it's about awareness. The veil lifts, spiritual clarity surfaces. Those who cultivated quiet faith, who sought God's presence in hidden places, they will recognize this awakening. They will feel a stirring, a call to rise, to shine more brightly than ever before. Meanwhile, others may remain oblivious to the seismic shifts around them. This separation demands compassion, but also readiness. It's a time to choose, join the awakened, or risk being left behind. Your spiritual eyes are opening now, and with them the responsibility to walk in truth and purpose. Timing is everything in the spiritual realm. There is a divine rhythm at play, and the command is clear: move when God moves. This isn't about rushing ahead on your own agenda or waiting passively. It's about sensitivity, obedience, divine timing. When you sense heaven's hand shifting, step forward boldly. Think of Abraham, who moved only when God directed him, or Esther, who waited for the perfect moment to act. Their stories teach us patience and readiness are twin pillars of spiritual success. The move you're about to make will align with a heavenly strategy far greater than anything you could devise alone. So, prepare, pray, listen, watch carefully. When the moment comes, step forward with confidence, knowing God's timing ensures your steps will be sure and victorious. With this new season comes a remarkable shift in provision and power. Heaven is releasing resources, not for luxury or indulgence, but as tools for purpose and restoration. Wealth, influence, authority are being strategically relocated to those who remained faithful, true. Imagine a river of blessing flowing to you, not to empower ego, but to equip your calling. These resources will enable you to rebuild what corruption and decay tried to destroy, to bring light into dark places, to serve as a force for good in your community and beyond. The power released is tangible, real, transformational, but this is sacred responsibility. With provision comes power to impact lives, shape culture, manifest heaven's kingdom on earth. Prepare to steward these blessings wisely and humbly, knowing they come from a higher source. Here's the most profound revelation. You are not merely the receiver of this message. You are the message itself. Heaven sent this truth not just to awaken you, but to activate you. Your life, your testimony, your very existence embodies the divine signal that refused to be silenced. You were never lost, never forgotten. You were being prepared for this moment of elevation and purpose. The trials, the waiting, the quiet faith, they had all been crafting you into a living beacon of heaven's glory. Now, the world will see and feel what you carry. Remember, this message reached you because heaven refused to give up. You are chosen, activated, commissioned. Stand tall, speak boldly, move forward, knowing your life is that divine signal, unstoppable, undeniable, eternal. Look up. The heavens are preparing to declare what words cannot express. In the coming days, the sky itself will become a divine canvas, painted in lights, hues, sounds. No telescope, no satellite, no scientific equation will fully explain. These will not be mere weather events or atmospheric coincidences. They will be messages, visual sermons scripted by the Creator's hand. Where science ends, spirit begins. The sky will speak in languages understood only by awakened hearts. You will notice radiant flares streaking across the heavens, colors pulsing with emotion, vibrations echoing in your very soul. The world will label them auroras, magnetic storms, technological interference, but you will know the truth. This is heaven communicating with earth. Every flicker of light will whisper, I am near, I am speaking, I am moving. When thunder rolls in unexpected stillness, or when the sunset lingers longer than usual, listen with your spirit, not just your ears. Creation is no longer silent. The sky will testify that divine order is rewriting reality's fabric. The atmosphere resonates with God's voice, reaching those with ears to hear. In that moment, fear loses its grip. You'll realize you're not forgotten, not random, but part of a cosmic dialogue between heaven and humanity. The sky is not warning, it's awakening. For years, humanity has drifted in frequencies of fear, panic, anxiety, division, despair, vibrating like invisible static across the planet. But now, a great energy shift is underway. Heaven is reprogramming the spiritual bandwidth of creation, converting fear into faith, chaos into clarity, confusion into conviction. The air itself is changing frequency. This is not abstract, it's experiential. You will feel lighter, clearer, more aligned with truth. The emotional weight that once crushed your chest will begin to lift. Conversations will change. Music will sound different. Silence itself will carry warmth. Heaven's frequency is purging the residue of fear that has lingered too long in humanity's collective heart. Every time you choose hope over panic, faith over doubt, you align with the shift. You become a living transmitter of divine energy, radiating frequencies that recalibrate the world around you. Fear feeds darkness, faith feeds creation, and creation responds. This shift will be unstoppable. It will move through nations, through media, through art, through the heartbeat of humanity, until fear finds no home left to inhabit. The earth is alive, and lately she has been trembling with a rhythm that feels new. Earthquakes, magnetic pulses, unusual animal behavior, shifting winds. They are not simply environmental anomalies. They are the planet's response to divine command. Creation is synchronizing with heaven's heartbeat, from the deep groans of oceans to the silent shimmer of stars. Nature participates in this awakening. Trees may bloom out of season. Rivers might alter their course. Even winds might whisper messages of restoration. The earth is not breaking down, it's breaking open. Science may search for explanations, but the awakened will recognize the truth. The earth is realigning with her maker. Her frequency is rising, her purpose remembering, her systems resetting to divine balance. The groaning of creation that Scripture spoke of is now becoming a song of rebirth. In that song, humanity is invited not just to inhabit the world, but to partner with it. Not as masters, but as co-creators called to nurture what heaven is renewing. While the world debates politics, economies, ideologies, an invisible war rages above it all, a battle not of flesh and blood, but of light and shadow. In spiritual realms, forces clash for the destiny of nations. Angels and principalities move unseen, but their impact shapes what you read, what you feel. This war is ancient, but its intensity is reaching a peak unseen in modern times. It's why tension escalates for no clear reason, why truth feels under siege, why many sense unrest in their spirit. You are feeling the vibration of heavenly conflict, but do not fear. The armies of light are not losing ground. They are reclaiming it. Every prayer, every act of faith, every moment of love strengthens their advance. The power of righteousness overtakes the deception of darkness, one stronghold at a time. Those attuned to the Spirit will sense this battle, not as dread, but as confirmation. Heaven is fighting for humanity's future, and victory is already declared. There will come a moment soon, swift, electric, undeniable, when millions around the world will feel a sudden spiritual jolt as though struck by invisible lightning. It will happen in different places, to different people, but simultaneously it will be the awakening wave, a divine surge through human consciousness that ignites dormant souls, unlocks ancient spiritual memory. Some will awaken in tears, others in laughter, some in a stillness so profound it changes them forever. They won't fully understand what has happened, but they will know something sacred touched them. It will feel like déjà vu, but deeper, a remembrance of who they were always meant to be. This wave will not discriminate by religion, race, nation. It will cross borders effortlessly, linking souls who've never met but share the same divine spark. And as they awaken, they will begin to find one another, drawn by spiritual magnetism stronger than logic. That's when the world starts to change, not from the top down, but from the inside out. The awakened become architects of a new era. Prepare for a downpour, not of rain, but of revelation. The floodgates of divine understanding swing open, and hidden truths long buried beneath dogma, deception, denial will pour into human consciousness like a torrent. What was once mystery will become memory. What was secret will be shouted from the heavens. This is not just religious revelation. It will touch science, history, energy, even human identity. Ancient knowledge will resurface. Lost scrolls, hidden discoveries, sudden epiphanies will converge to rewrite humanity's narrative. The collective mind will awaken to the reality that the divine has always been near. Those who resist this flood will feel overwhelmed, clinging to old systems that can no longer hold the truth. But those who surrender will rise, like ships on the tide, lifted by wisdom beyond their imagination. Revelation does not destroy, it clarifies. And as the flood recedes, the world stands drenched in new light, clean, clear, reborn. The boundaries between the seen and unseen are thinning. Dreams will no longer be mere escape. They will bleed into waking reality, carrying messages, warnings, confirmations. The dimensional walls once separating heaven and earth are now fracturing. You may dream of places you've never been, and then walk into them days later. You'll speak words in sleep that manifest in daylight. Visions will no longer be the domain of prophets. They will rise among the awakened. Heaven is training your spirit to navigate both realms at once.